Hey champ, still stuck in the pathetic text plus self-proclaimed prize guy phase. Dropping those classic, "you'll regret losing me" lines while trying to sell yourself as some divine catch? Congrats. You're basically her ego's DoorDash, delivering free validation with a smile. Spoiler alert, she's eating it up. Want to topple the ivory tower where she thinks she's queen? It's not with biceps, cologne ad charm, or recycled poetry. It's with silence. Detachment so cold, it'd make a Tibetan monk jealous. Not that fake nonsense of posting a grinning selfie like you just cured heartbreak. It's vanishing for real, like that app you deleted and forgot the login for. This cut doesn't scream or slam doors, but it's pure acid. First, she's like, wait, where'd he go? Then, why's he gone? And that's when her ego starts itching. That little pet you fed with daily attention is now starving. The best part? You don't beg, explain, or try to prove a damn thing. You just evaporate, and her pink castle starts cracking. It's not love that'll bring her back, it's her craving for control. Once you realize the one who wins the game is the one who doesn't need to play, you stop reacting and start making her dance to your tune. Now, real talk, this content didn't just fall from the sky. Someone liked, commented, and did the bare minimum to get it to you. So don't be that ninja who ghosts after consuming. Even YouTube spits on lurkers who don't engage. Do the right thing. Like, subscribe, and give the algorithm some love. It's not for me. It's to save more dudes from becoming an all-you-can-eat buffet for someone else's ego. End of story. No drama, no funeral. Just a slap in the face. Number 1. The nature of female pride. Female pride, my man, isn't some random quirk or personality trait. It's a penthouse fortress built with bricks of validation, cemented by attention, and reinforced with emotional control. From day one, she's fed a cultural jingle. You're the prize, you call the shots, you decide who's worthy and who's not. In plain English, the world taught her the table's hers, and if you're lucky, you might get a seat, as long as you don't block her view. What happens when a guy rolls up with compliments on tap, 24/7 availability, and the eagerness of a delivery app? He doesn't become the one. He turns into another predictable NPC in her story. And predictable? That loses value faster than yesterday's news. When her pride's puffed up, your attention's worth pocket change. It's handed out like flyers because she thinks she can cash it in any time. You? Always there, ready to reply at the first ping, with a Prince Charming leash around your neck. That's where even the most loyal, stand-up guy starts to melt his own worth, because he mistook attention for care, availability for love, and forgot the basic rule of the mental game. The easier you are to get, the less you matter. Enter lethal detachment. It's not just ignoring her, anybody can do that. Lethal detachment is shutting off the validation faucet, yanking the control rug out from under her, and dropping her into the one place she hates: uncertainty. In that zone, guess what? She doesn't know if you're still in the room or already out the back door. And for the first time, she tastes something she can't stand: vulnerability. That's when the game starts to flip, but only for the guy who knows how to play, without begging for the ball. Number 2, what is lethal detachment? First, ditch that childish idea of, I'll ghost for 2 days to see if she misses me. That's rookie nonsense, like thinking you're playing chess when you're barely managing checkers. A seasoned woman smells that act from a mile away. Lethal detachment is next level. It's not soap opera coldness, not strategic jealousy, and definitely not petty passive-aggressive revenge. It's a calculated final decision to cut off the supply of everything that kept her ego fed: your attention, your presence, your energy. It's like unplugging the power cord to her lit-up castle and leaving it in the dark. It doesn't come from anger. Anger's still emotion, and emotion's still a tether. Lethal detachment comes from absolute self-control, from looking at the situation and thinking, congrats, you played yourself. The well's dry. No warning, no long-winded breakup post, no social media shade. You just disappear, not lay low gone. And it's not just stopping texts. It's vanishing from the spots you used to hit together, cutting any gesture that smells like hope, erasing any hint of neediness. It's acting like she was a forgettable character in a bad TV show you dropped mid-season and never bothered to stream again. The impact? Catastrophic. Suddenly, the sun doesn't rise where it used to. The void you left has no quick replacement, and her pride starts getting thirsty. She'll cook up theories, hunt for crumbs, try to pull you back into her orbit, but the harder she tries, the more she realizes she's lost her grip on you. That's when you stop being just another satellite orbiting her and become the planet that broke free, taking all the gravity she thought she owned. And the silence. Oh, the silence. It doesn't just cut off communication. It dismantles everything she thought she knew about you from the inside out. Number 3, the psychological power of silence. Silence, my friend, is the sharpest blade you'll ever wield. It doesn't leave bruises for her to post on Instagram, but it eats away at her, inch by inch. It's the crack in the ceiling that starts small but ends up collapsing the whole roof. Words can be countered, excuses can be twisted, and arguments turn into her stage for drama. But silence, it's her kryptonite impossible to control. It gives her no script, no clues, no spotlight. Silence hands her a mirror, and all it reflects are the insecurities she spent her life hiding. When you go completely silent, you're not just closing the door, you're locking it, bolting it, and tossing the key into the ocean. Then the show begins. The human brain hates gaps. It needs to fill them. At first, she'll convince herself she doesn't care. Then she'll wonder if you're with someone else. Later, she'll start questioning if she was the problem. That's when her ironclad pride starts crumbling like cheap plaster. Silence is a slow-acting poison. It doesn't explode or burn, but it corrodes every emotional wall she's built. The more she tries to figure you out, the bigger you loom in her mind, because you've gone from predictable to untouchable. You're the puzzle she can't solve. Here's where most guys screw it up. They break the silence too soon. A rash text, a need to explain their side, or falling for her bait. Boom. All the psychological groundwork you laid turns to dust. Silence, when you stick with it, doesn't just spark curiosity. It creates need. And need, my friend, is the fuel that turns any untouchable queen into the one chasing you not out of love, but to reclaim the control you snatched without asking permission. Number 4. The lethal detachment formula. Lethal detachment isn't some half-assed trick or let's see what happens gamble. It's not the dramatic performance you think will impress her. It's methodical, surgical, and it demands you tame your dumbest instinct, reacting when you feel like you're losing her. Here's the playbook, straight up playbook. Step 1. Erase your physical and digital footprint. Not scale back, vanish. You stop showing up at your old haunts. Wipe your presence from her socials. No likes, no comments, no sneaky story views leaving a trail. To her, you're a ghost. Step 2. Shut down all emotional reactions. If she reaches out, you don't reply with anger, excitement, or that fake "I'm over it" chill that screams "I'm trying too hard." You don't reply at all. Your absence is the message. Step 3. Keep your life moving like nothing happened. And it's not an act, it's real. Hit the gym, grind at work, study, level up. Your life doesn't pause for her next chapter. You show without saying a word that your world spins just fine without her. Step 4. Go all in on your growth. Show up looking better, stronger, smarter, and more valuable than before. Not to flex on social media, but because you've actually leveled up. The goal. When she sees you again, she realizes you didn't just survive, you're now out of her league. Each step has a purpose. Cutting your presence kills her visual and symbolic access to you. Zero emotional response strips her of control. An unshaken routine proves you don't need her. Personal growth turns your absence into a painful reminder of what she lost, a guy on the rise. Done right, this method doesn't just shred her pride, it rewires how she sees you. And that kicks off the inevitable cycle. First she ignores, then she wonders, then she's rattled, then she's chasing. And finally she gets it. She's not calling the shots anymore. Number 5. The stages of her reaction. When you nail lethal detachment with surgical precision, it's like clockwork. Her response will follow a psychological script so predictable you could bet your paycheck on it. It's like rewatching a favorite show. You know the lines, but you still smirk when the character trips. Stage 1. Denial. Her pride struts out in full costume. He's just playing hard to get. He'll be back like always. In her head, you're still the loyal pup who just wandered off for a quick lap. Control, she thinks she's got it locked. Stage 2. Doubt. The silence drags on. She checks her phone thinking, wait, is he actually gone? Tiny cracks start forming in her confidence fortress. Something's off, but she tells herself it's no big deal. Stage 3. Real discomfort. Now the void hits hard. She realizes your absence isn't a vacation, it's a permanent move. Cue the indirect tests, a provocative post, a shady social media jab, a casual text pretending she just remembered you. It's all bait to see if you'll bite. Stage 4. Obsession. Nothing worked. Now you're living rent-free in her head. She replays old conversations, overanalyzes memories, wonders if she messed up. Her pride, once her armor, is now a chain around her neck. Stage 5. Submission. The plot hits its peak. It's no longer if she'll reach out, but how she'll do it without looking like she caved. The untouchable queen who thought she had an endless roster starts facing the one option she dreaded, admitting she needs you back. This could take days, weeks, or months, depending on how tight your bond was and how big her ego is. But the psychological pattern? Universal. And here's what separates the men from the boys: not breaking the cycle. Most guys ruin it by jumping back in at the first sign of her circling back. If you get the game, you know each stage is a domino. Knock it over too early and she just picks up the pieces and rebuilds her castle. Number 6. The mistakes that wreck the effect. Lethal detachment is like a trap set with pinpoint precision. You've spent time, patience, and self-control lining up every piece. Then, in one dumb moment, you step on your own trap and set her free. Mistake 1. Coming back. Too soon. Classic blunder. You hold strong for a few days, maybe weeks, but the second she tosses you a crumb and hey text, a like on your post, you're back, tail wagging. Result? She knows your detachment was just cheap acting. All the authority you built vanishes in a heartbeat. Mistake 2. Settling for scraps. She drops a pointless hi, comments on something random, reacts to a story, and you respond like it's an invite to the White House. Congrats. You just confirmed her crumbs still keep you fed. Control handed right back. Mistake 3. Showing you're shaken. Even if you're an emotional war zone inside, letting it show is game over. Vague posts, mopey vibes, mood swings screaming, I'm hurt. It all yells, I'm still tied to you. Guess what? That keeps her ego well fed. Mistake 4. Throwing social media shade. Cryptic quotes, suggestive song lyrics, photos with double-meaning captions. It all shatters the mystery you built. It's like going on a silent strike but taping a note to her door saying you miss her. Any one of these mistakes can tank the whole operation. Combine them, and you don't just kill the effect, you confirm she's still the sun in your orbit. Lethal detachment only works when it's total, consistent, and unshakable. Here's the final nail. It's not enough to avoid mistakes. You've got to make the detachment permanent. Even if she comes back, the game can never go back to how it was. Hand her the reins again, and all this rebirth becomes just another story she laughs about with her friends. Number 7. How to make detachment permanent. The real power of lethal detachment isn't making her grovel for a few days. That's just the appetizer. The true win is ensuring that even if she comes back, she'll never touch the steering wheel of your life again. Permanent detachment is when your absence stops being a phase and becomes your new way of living. Step 1. Never go back to the old script. If you were her 24/7 ego waiter, always on call, always folding, always saying yes, that show's cancelled. Her return, if it happens, isn't a reboot on the same field. It's a new game, your rules, and she doesn't get a playbook. Step 2. Keep your attention scarce. Your attention's now a diamond, rare, valuable, and expensive to keep. No replying in seconds, no being at her beck and call, no slipping back into predictable. She needs to know one misstep could cost her, and there's no refund. Step 3. Make your value non-negotiable. Keep investing in yourself like the relationship never existed. Better body, sharper mind, new connections, thriving life. When she sees you're not just surviving but thriving without her, the power dynamic flips for good. Step 4. Adopt an abundance mindset. You don't rely on one source for affection or validation anymore. If she stays, it's because she wants to, not because you need her. If she leaves, you're still whole, because you've learned that low self-worth is what keeps men on their knees. Permanent detachment is the final stage of transformation. You stop being the guy chasing a woman to keep her and become the man any woman dreads losing. Not because you threaten, but because she knows the leash is gone. The close has to be brutal, not just in her mind, but in yours. From here on, you never negotiate your worth. Ever. A man who doesn't need a woman is the only one she can't replace. Full stop. No fine print. No appeals. No, let's talk it out. She can try to erase you from her memory, stack up new flings, or pretend life's all sunshine on her feed. But when you vanish for real, when you rebuild every piece of yourself until silence isn't a tactic but your nature, her pride castle comes crashing down. It's not your physical presence she misses. It's the emotional dependency she swore you had. Absolute detachment isn't some teenage jealousy stunt. It's the final proof you don't survive on her scraps, don't ask permission to exist, and don't put your value on clearance for a handful of emojis. When it hits her that she's lost access to a man who doesn't fold for a hey or a few flirty texts, her ego takes a nosedive. There's no anesthesia for that pain. She'll feel it in the silence that doesn't answer, in the time that doesn't turn back, in the nights when her phone lights up. And it's not you. And you'll be too busy living, growing, becoming more distant, more rare, more untouchable. Until, if she ever comes back, she won't find the same guy, let alone the version she thought she could control. The game ends when you stop being an option on her shelf and become the standard she'll never reach again. That day, you don't just beat her. You beat the last piece of yourself that ever needed her.